Yes. After the amendment, yes. We hear the public. This is a practice Honorable Prime Minister Modi has brought in the budget making process. Every time, yes, aap sun lijiye bhai, please sun lijiye. Every time after bringing the budget. Very well. Prime Minister also represents the people. We all represent the people. Every time we, sir, very happy to know the opposition wants to own it up now. Prime Minister Modi, I have done this from 2019 myself. Every time we present a budget here, during the recess, when the standing committees are working on the proposals department-wise, I have gone round the country to various destinations. Oh yes, no owing on that. No owing on that. You cannot match it. You cannot match it. I have gone round the country with a budget, met up with professionals, taxpayers, consultants, industry, traders, taken their viewpoint, come here and brought in government amendments so that budget will be representative of the common people's aspirations. We've done that. Sir, for all the heckling and hooting, I like to say, once when I came up with a lot of amendments, I don't want to name some honorable members who are seated here. They asked me, you only presented the budget, now you want so many amendments? I said yes, because I've heard the people who want some things changed. We have the courage of conviction to change it. We brought it in. No point heckling. 5 topics in all have emerged. Different MPs have spoken about different things, but I've grouped it all together. 5 topics. Tax burden on middle class was raised by, as I said, Honorable MPs Amar Singh Ji, Mahua Moitra, Neeraj Maurya, Supriya Sule, Deepinder Singh Hooda Ji, Tanuj Punia, Sachidanandam, and also Avinash Reddy Ji. I think broadly on the middle class, I did say things in the opening statement, but one narrative which keeps coming up about the corporate tax and personal income tax. I'd like to highlight just one narrative, sir. That the corporate taxes are lower than the individual taxes, not well founded. It is not based on facts. It's all right for many honorable members to say, no, corporate taxes far lower than individual tax. I will certainly try to put forth the factual narratives on that. Corporate is a legal entity. The dividend income is also part of the corporate profits, which was earlier taxed at a lesser rate in the hands of the company. In 2020, we started taxing it in the hands of the shareholders at the applicable rate. I request through you, sir, honorable members, to see where the point that I'm trying to make is. In 2020, we started taxing it at the hands of the shareholders at the applicable rate. This effectively meant that the richer shareholders will pay tax on dividend at 39% rate, whereas in contrast, small and middle income taxpayers will pay tax on dividends at even less than 10%, which is the effective income tax rate. So this argument, oh, you're taxing less for the corporate, you're giving it all to the big corporates, you're burdening the ordinary middle class citizen, is not well founded. I would like honorable members to disabuse themselves of this misunderstanding on this issue. Sir, the gross fixed capital formation data will be of use. I did mention that the first opening speaker of the opposition, Shri Amar Singh Ji, who normally gets into a lot of economic detail, did not raise it. And I was looking forward to hearing from him on great detail about the details that he would pick up on economy-related issues. No, he just gave a very quick speech. I think he came with less information in his hand. I was looking forward to his suggestions, but that was not to be. So the gross fixed capital formation has actually shown a faster growth since pre-pandemic induced contradiction. The pandemic induced contraction has been overcome with greater gross fixed capital formation. So we need to get the perspective on this, sir. I've laid it before the honorable members. Sir, honorable member Sri Krishna Devarayulu, he was here, yes, has raised this question about faceless assessment. Complaints have been received that too many sections are being evoked and so on. So simple fact which I'd like to put before him is there is a non-intrusive and transparent mechanism which is in place. The faceless assessment eliminates the human interface in total. And this point which was raised by him saying before the reassessment, the assessor has to pay 20% of the amount, which means on the 80% status quo continues, there is no claim being made. That is the other side of the coin. You said 20% has to be paid. On paying it, 80% claim, no other, it comes almost to a standstill. It is stayed there. So that is a benefit you get out of this payment. Yes, where I'm asking for 100% claim, I'm asking you to pay 20 and 80, I'm not going to do anything till such a time the appeal verdict is coming. It's a relief for you. Sir, also again Sri Krishna Devarayulu had asked this question about Vivad Se Viswas, that there are no timelines given, and high appeal pendency. So I just want to highlight, we have created new mechanisms in the last 2 years. We've appointed new joint secretaries. JC appeals are sitting there to clear up. More officers are getting deputed to deal with pendencies. And dispute resolution committee was formed in 2023 which deals with these claims. And the monetary limit for filing appeal to the ITAT is proposed to be increased, as I read out just a minute ago. So we are taking a very open-minded approach towards Vivad Se Vishwas, and it has been, this is the second round I've brought that in. So with that, pendency is being addressed. Sir, income tax deduction have been done away with. Hence, middle class is at a loss. So this point was raised by several members. I've read their names earlier. I just want to highlight, sir, the new tax regime which we brought in is simpler, lesser in rates. It also gives a flexibility to the taxpayer to see where he wants to put his money in the absence of exemptions which is available in the old regime. The old regime has not been dissolved. It is still on. So as an alternative to the new tax regime, it still offers all the benefits of various deductions, such as interest on home loan, etc. So that is still available for people to benefit from. Individuals without business income can choose between this regime and the other, and if they want to revert back also, they can revert back. So there is a choice provided for the taxpayer, he can choose. And all right, we brought the new tax regime. People are not interested, is not the case. I want to lay on the house, on the table of the house, the numbers who have moved to the new tax regime. For the previous assessment year, sir, 23-24, till December 31st, 2023, about 3.8% of taxpayers opted for the new tax regime. And that equates to about 30.93 lakh individuals from a total of 7.98 crore individuals who filed their returns, ITR 1 and ITR 4. However, for the assessment year 24-25, which is what is before us, until July 31st, 2024, there was a dramatic increase in the adoption of the new regime, which approximately 72.8% of all taxpayers choosing to come into the new taxpayer regime. This represents 5.25 crore individuals out of a total of 7.22 crore individuals who file the tax returns, ITRs, in the same category. So, new tax regime is actually helping people to see that they are paying less, they stand to benefit with a simple system, and it is helping them. But that doesn't mean that the people who are coming into the new tax regime do not have any savings or investments. They are happening, and the middle class is losing out is not a right argument, because due to the fintech growth, there is greater awareness and ease of investment is happening because of UPI, eKYC, and very many progressive regulations. The investments in mutual funds have also increased tremendously. I will not go into the details of numbers, sir, just to highlight, on an average, this is a very, very important indicative data. On an average, 17.88 lakh new folios have been added every month in the last 5 years since 2019. 17.88 lakh new folios. The unique mutual fund investors are also growing. Today, compared to 2014, when there were just 1 crore mutual fund investors, today there are 4 crore mutual fund investors. Where is 1 and where is 4, sir? Sir, the fifth topic, because I grouped honorable members' concerns, was on the capital gains tax. It is high, and that the indexation has been removed. So I'll highlight in detail the capital gains tax matters. We are also coming up with a government amendment. Several honorable members have spoken about it. The logic of the budgetary proposal on capital gains, sir, is one, that it has to be standardized, simplify, and also treat equally all asset classes. So that it is easy for computation, for filing, for record keeping, and also all asset class be treated equally. Now the current amendment that we are bringing is for land and building assets acquired by individuals and HUFs before 23rd July 2024. It stipulates that in the case of transfer of long-term capital asset, being land or building or both, by an individual or HUF, which is acquired before 23rd July 2024, the taxpayer can compute his taxes under the new scheme, which is 12.5% without indexation, and the old scheme, 20% with indexation, and pay such tax which is the lower of the two. Not only we are coming up with an option, we are also saying calculate under both and tell us whichever is the lower, you pay tax on that. So we have given an option, sir. This ensures that no one faces additional tax burden due to this change. In fact, post the presentation of the budget, the amendment now with which we've come in gives an option, gives a fairer option, and gives the choice to the property holder who is going to be selling it. The current amendment actually, sir, before that, there were a number of hypothetical cases which were being raised in the public discourse and suggested that the proposed changes will actually lead to higher taxes. A lot of hypothetical instances were posed before us. The current amendment, I'd like to repeat this, the current amendment ensures that even in such hypothetical cases, there will be no additional tax burden as a result of the current amendment which I have brought in. No additional tax burden on anybody, whichever the hypothetical case that you may work out on. Sir, also, yes, after the amendment, yes. We hear the public. This is a practice Honorable Prime Minister Modi has brought in the budget making process. Every time, yes, aap sun lijiye bhai, please sun lijiye. Every time after bringing the budget. Very well. Prime Minister also represents the people. We all represent the people. Every time sir, very happy to know the opposition wants to own it up now. Prime Minister Modi, I have done this from 2019 myself. Every time we present a budget here, during the recess, when the standing committees are working on the proposals department-wise, I have gone round the country to various destinations. Oh yes, no owing on that. No owing on that. You cannot match it. You cannot match it. I have gone round the country with a budget, met up with professionals, taxpayers, consultants, industry, traders, taken their viewpoint, come here and brought in government amendments so that budget will be representative of the common people's aspirations. We've done that. Sir, for all the heckling and hooting, I like to say, once when I came up with a lot of amendments, I don't want to name some honorable members who are seated here. They asked me, you only presented the budget, now you want so many amendments? I said yes, because I've heard the people who want some things changed. We have the courage of conviction to change it. We brought it in. No point heckling. So sir, therefore, the current amendments ensure that even for such hypothetical cases, there will be no additional tax burden as a result of this proposal. Sir, let me now remind one thing, which even Honorable N.K. Premchandran ji, who I respect for the details with which he comes on every amendment. I respect him for it. He goes through it, he very consciously picks up certain things and questions, which is a very, very strong way to put forward a case, and I'm willing to hear it all. But even Shri N.K. Premchandran, I'm sorry, I'm picking him up not to criticize him, but to respectfully submit to him that the capital gains proposals that we brought in, now getting amended with the approval of this House, also had rollover provisions, meaning somebody had a property, they bought it at some price, later on they sell it, the capital gains that they get, if they only invest it in another property, another one property or two properties, still up to 10 crores, they stand to benefit because there's no tax on it. That rollover provision was there from day one when I submitted this budget on July 23rd. Even now it is there. It continues even now. Middle class has been in our mind even then. It is now even in our mind even now, even after bringing this indexation provision. And yes, for all those who sit and ask me this question, I'll repeat. It was no revenue consideration for which we removed the indexation provision. We wanted to bring in simplification. We wanted to treat all assets equal, all asset class equal, and therefore we brought it in. But if people are clear that indexation is what they want, we've now given that option as well. So there is no revenue consideration or greed for more money to earn from people who have invested in their house. It is only to simplify that we brought that in. So, sir, that is one rollover benefit about which less is spoken, but it is worthy to remind the middle class about which today a lot of us are being questioned, and I'm happy to answer this question. Rollover provision exists if the capital gains amount is invested in one or a second property as well.